Okay, so we're back to BODMAS, and you know the magic word very well by now, so we will just practice this whole business of brackets first. Let's get that out of the way. So here's the order: B for brackets, O for of, and then D for, very good, M for, very good, A for, we know that. So you know this by heart. Okay, good. Now, you got this problem here and this problem here. Do they look exactly the same? Don't they look exactly the same? They are exactly the same. Now, if I do that and that, are these two sums exactly alike, or are they exactly the same? The numbers are the same, but they're not the same, because here the brackets are around 10 and 5, and here the brackets are around 5 and 2. And whatever is in the brackets has to be done first. So here we add 10 and 5 first, and then when we get the answer, we multiply it by 2 to get 30. Here we multiply 5 and 2 first. The answer is 10 added to this 10, and the answer is 20. So both answers are correct, but both answers are different because both questions were different. Try another one. Just get the feel of this. So here again, brackets come first. They look exactly alike, but if I put the brackets around this and around this, they become very different questions. So what's the answer to the first one? Who can find the answer to the first one? Very good. The answer is 4, of course. So 12 minus 8 is 4. And what's the answer to the second one? Quick. Yes, you've done this first, right? So it's 7. Yes, the answer is 10 for this one. So you get different answers because they're two different sums. If you go back and look at these original questions, that's what they were. See? This and this. They're different. Okay, now let's do this one. Where do we begin? Let's put the brackets here. Now, what do we do first? That's right, we do 18 minus 9 first because that's in the bracket. So we got that. The answer is 9, and the rest we write it alongside so it all falls in one line. What do we do next? Yes, there's no of, so it's divide. Okay, so we'll do this pair. And what's the answer? The answer is 2. So now we have 7 times 2 plus 9. What do we do next? Divide. After that comes multiply. So we'll do this pair. Okay, good. So the answer is 14. And now we just do add. That's all that's left to do. And the answer is 23. Great. Try this one. The next one. What do we do first? Very good. See if you can work it out. Can you do it mentally? Who can do it mentally? Because if you can, that would be cool. I get 28, and I'll have to divide next. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. And then 14 and 18 is 32. 32 minus 9 is 23. The answer should be 23. Let's see. First, brackets. So whatever is inside the bracket says 7 times 4. Find the answer. Very good. Next, we have to copy all these down. Next is divide, obviously. B, there's no O. So divide, we get 14, added to 18 minus 9. Gather 14 and 18 together. You have 32. Take away 9. And the answer is 23. Many of you got the right answers there. So that's what we did. Good. So that's the revision of what we're doing. Let's look at O, the word O, which is of. What is of? You've seen like half of, 2/3 of 12, half of 6. That's the of we're talking about. And we know that of means to multiply, but it's a special kind of multiply. Usually comes before the actual multiply as a cross sign. So why does of come after brackets? Okay, suppose I give you this problem. What is half of the product of 8 and 5? What will you do? What is half of the product of 8 and 5? Won't you do the product of 8 and 5 first? Okay, so if you do the product of 8 and 5, it means 8 times 5 must be done first. So you put the brackets inside because you know that's what you're going to do first. And then you multiply. So there you go. The bracket has to come first. And whatever was inside, you did that. Now you do half of 40. That's easy. Half of 40, half times 40, or half of 40 we know is 20. And that's the answer. So that's one way of explaining why of comes after the brackets. Do the brackets first and then of. But then why does of come before divide? What's the reason for that? You could ask that. It comes after but before divide. Well, what if you were told to do this? 3/4 of 40 divided by 8. Now, the answers would be the same no matter which way you do it. But usually some people think of 3/4 of 40 as one operation. Something divided by 8. So 3/4 of 40 is something. Turn this into a single quantity. That's it. So that is 3/4 times 40 is 30. Well, 30 divided by 8, which is 15/4, which is 3 3/4. That's the answer. So that's another way of looking at it, to try to explain to yourself why of falls between brackets and divide. So that was a very short piece just to introduce you to the idea of and practice of brackets. Now that you've got both plugged in place, we are ready to do some real practice with some real fractions. So we'll see you next time around. Do keep practicing this. If you forget, check out the video one more time. Go over it so that you're ready for the class next time, because the teacher may have assigned this to you. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.